Raps, it's been a long time, brother.
Too long.
I mean, we're talking. I went and figured it out. Okay.
Ooh. What was the last upload date?
Last upload day was 2022 when we did it for another Olexamas. Okay?
Oh, okay.
But I'm trying not to count that one because that feels cheating and it kills my agenda that I'm trying to match here, which is, do you know how many days ago it was that we started the Draft Champs series?
Started the Draft Champs series. I'm gonna ballpark it at about like a hot six years. So what? That's 365 days in a year. That's 1,800 just off of the hundreds, and then another 300 basically to cover the rest, right? Yeah, 360. So I'm gonna say 2,175 days.
For the record, that was arguably one of the most impressive things that I've ever been a part of in a Discord call. Made me horny like a little bit, for sure.
Only a little. That wasn't the intent.
That's fair. 2,076 days. Since the first.
Oh, I was up by 99.
It was extremely impressive. I mean, like genuinely, I'm telling you, very very good. Slay the Spire Draft Champions.
Woo!
Raps, what is it? Why are we here? What did we do?
Okay, so let me take you back to 2,076 days ago.
Yep.
Alexa comes to me with an idea of like, hey, we both like playing this game. This game is Slay the Spire. We both like playing this game. But I, Alexa, am a genius at adding an additional layer to the game that I'm enjoying to also enjoy the layer upon. And I, as Rhapsody, am like, I don't really get to talk or banter over this game much. I'm usually just focusing on the strategy of it. These things collide in the CERN Super Collider. That actually, they allowed us to run an experiment there for a period of time. This is how, of course, the Draft Champions made itself. Like, as you see on the screen at the moment, these two faces were the particles flying towards one another in order to create the event. The first Slay the Spire Draft Champions. Wherein, it's 40, right? 30?
30.
How many? 30. 30 cards get dealt to the table. The two of us go back and forth, drafting our cards from that, but in the game of Slay the Spire that we play after this, we only get to use those cards. We do not draft additional cards. So the deck is whatever it is at the start. We are drafting kind of against one another, so we have the opportunity to pick up cards that might be fundamental, important to other strategies. Later on, in the development of this series, we also added relics, giving us another layer of complexity, another series of items to draft at the very start. We are going to be doing so here in Tabletop Simulator before we go in Slay the Spire, load those cards in, and then play alongside one another. And that then kind of basically becomes a podcast. We just banter over the top of that. It's not really that much about like the strategy at that point.
Nope.
The strategy is very much front-loaded, and then it's just hanging out with the boys.
It sure as hell is. And I would love to say that I went back and figured out the current record as it stands for who has won the most, but I think that number would have depressed me, so I didn't find it.
I bet it wouldn't have.
15-2.
I bet it wouldn't.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I have lost a lot of these, so I'm gunning for you today. I had to shake it up like a little bit. You know, we shake it up every time. We're going to be playing with the Packmaster mod. So we legitimately have 585 cards from the Packmaster mod geared up, ready to go. Hope to God that we can actually spawn them in the game. They are labeled pretty well, I've checked. So it should be easy. This is a mess. You haven't played a lot of Packmaster. I have not played a lot of Packmaster.
Buddy, I'll do you one better. I haven't played a lot of Slay the Spire in a couple years.
That's also very fair, to be honest. I occasionally play it laying on the couch, tired at night, losing A20 runs over and over and over. But besides that,
that's good practice.
It is good practice. It is really good practice. We're on equal footing, is the way that I see it.
Yeah.
30 cards that likely neither one of us has ever seen before. So the strategies are they're gonna be wacky, they're gonna be chaotic. Let's do it. I'm all in.
You mind if I give that a little bit of a shuffle?
Please do. I would love for you to shuffle it. I stacked the deck in my favor, so it makes it very fair.
I shuffled it back in mine, so.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, it's just gonna.
Whoa, okay. Cutting the deck after the shuffle?
Yes, I sure
What
am.
are we, casino
Hey,
rules?
give me a drum roll, countdown, particle collider, some kind of. Bring me in here.
Okay, I did a drum roll while you were speaking, but unfortunately it probably didn't come over the mic that much.
It did come over the mic. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, yeah, that was good. That was good. It's just a lot on the screen, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a lot on the screen. It's just a lot of words, frankly. I haven't learned to read in 5 years, so this makes it difficult.
Actually, I gotta tell you, I used to read a lot as a kid. I stopped reading for like 2 decades. I'm back in.
Oh, you're back on your. You know what? That's gonna be a good thing for us to unpack during the run.
We'll definitely have time to do it then, if not at the moment, because my god, all of these cards are completely unfamiliar to me. Packmaster came out, I believe, just after I stopped really like focusing on Slay the Spire for a period of time. So I'm fully unfamiliar with every single one of these cards.
Yeah, there's some. I mean, like staring at them right now, there are some. Pardon my French, freaking absurd cards.
Yep.
Right here.
There's
I mean, like, what is going on with just a 1-cost 21 damage card?
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, yeah, why not? Right? Why not? It's disgusting. Sure. We coin flip. Here's how we're doing the coin flip today, because neither one of us can remember how we did it 2076 days ago.
Yep.
Winner of the coin flip gets their choice of card first or relic first. And then the other person gets the opposite. So if you have a card you're really craving and you win the coin flip, you choose card. Otherwise, and we should probably flip down the relics so that we can build strategy around those as well. I think we used to do 8.
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm good with that. And this is going well. I actually know what all of these relics are, which typically I'm going completely blind when we do this and don't remember them. So, feeling good. Feeling good.
Okay,
all right.
Okay, there's some heat on that board.
There is some heat, for sure. Raps, heads or tails? What are you feeling today?
In honor of seeing these 2 heads again on this board, I'm going to ask for heads.
For some reason, I'm going to tell you right now, when you said in honor of, I definitely thought you were going to go in honor of the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie releasing soon. I'm going tails. That's like immediately where my brain went to. And I was like, damn, I'm all in. Like, let's talk Sonic, brother. And then you went a different direction.
I am so sorry. I have watched the first 2 and enjoyed them a lot, if it helps.
I literally have not seen any of them, which makes this an even better bit. All right, I'm going to hit this button 10 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a tails. It's a tails. And it's a shadow. Okay. I'm going to choose card.
Okay. That's
and I'm just taking it.
Now
that card literally carries the entire first floor for me.
I fully understand you, and that sounds great.
Why did you take it? Yeah, this card. As soon as I took it, I immediately saw this. Yeah, that's a better card. No doubt about that.
Well, I suspect that will be my choice, but I will take a second to make sure that none of the rest of these. Rippable. Do you know what rip is?
No, I just no clue. Yeah, no clue. Yeah.
Equip a 3/3 weapon. Whenever you attack it with this weapon, draw a card. Wild.
This is. I actually know what this is. I think it's kind of an orb-ish. So, sure. It is going to be. So I know that you always play Pauper whenever we do this. We have 6 gold cards on the board.
Right now. That's going to be difficult to.
Yeah.
You can easily leave me with at least. Whoa, there's a 7th actually in the opal, if that counts. Anyway, I will be taking the Spire Spear. It's too juicy. That's 28 damage for what?
Extremely good.
28? No, it's not. It's 26. 20. Remember the start. The start was good, Matt. Don't look at this. 36.
The inability to do 9 x 4 is a very, very interesting development in this episode so far.
I learned the reverse timetables. They drilled into us like all up until 12 on 12 multipliers, and I forgot all of that, but I remember every other one.
I see. I used to struggle with the 4s when I was 7, but nowadays.
Well, that's fine. I'm still 7, so
the 2s and the 1s that I have the biggest issue with. There's great cards here, and I think that there are, no matter what, there are good decisions that I can make at any card that I take. But I think that this is really good, so I'm going to take it.
Yeah, 12 block and 2 weak. Ooh, but you're gaining that weak.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think that, again, I'm gunning for the how do I win elite fights on the first floor flawless.
Yep.
And it's just like draw these together is 21 damage and 12 block on 1 turn. That's it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
There's a lot of really good draw options here. Drone Swarm, raise your hand size by 4 and draw 3 cards. And that's the base version. So it's either going to upgrade to give you more cards or downgrade its cost. There's a lot of a scaling strategy in the Hermit Determination here. Whenever a debuff is applied to you, gain 1 strength. But there's not that many debuffs that you can apply to yourself here. You just picked up the best one of those.
Sure did. Thanks for noticing.
Okay, we need to figure out, how does Bellord Dong work? Because when you pick up this card, you obtain the Curse of the Bell, which will add itself to your deck. Does that come with the draft?
I don't think it comes with the... No, I don't think it does. I think that is just a card you can have.
All of these considerations made, I think I have 2 very clear options, and they're neither of the ones that I've mentioned so far.
Okay.
Now I've just got to figure out which of the 2 to do, because I don't want to announce both of them, because you'll counterpick the other one.
I mean, I think I have my next pick squared away.
Okay, cool.
I don't
I'm
feel
taking
like
preparation.
It's the holidays.
Choose an attack or skill card, add a copy of that card into your hand, and exhaust.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I was gunning for the strength play. So I take my card.
Great move. I'm getting my other card that I wanted, which is Crunch. Unplayable retain. When you draw this, draw 2 cards.
Yeah, very good.
Draw consistency in a deck where we both know we will have 15 cards the entire time. Oh boy.
Now I'm trying to remember. Are we allowed to buy cards in shops?
I don't remember that either. I think we are, but I think it's just that we can't, like, there's no drafts after individual
drafts.
fights.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, we don't even have the mod for that installed. The one that Devo made for us.
Oh. Okay. We'll find it.
We'll find it.
We'll find it. We'll see if it still works. It probably won't, and then we'll cry a little. Okay. I am going to. I don't think that I can avoid all of the gold cards. So I'm going to take my draw and take that Drone Swarm.
Yeah, there's no way we're both avoiding all of them.
Yeah.
Choose a non-power card in hand to absorb into a discard card, then modify it to play the absorbed card.
There are some keywords where it's like, what are we doing? But
absorb into a discarded card, then modify it to play the absorbed card. Okay, so you just join 2 cards together.
Seems like that's the case, yes.
You know what? I'm going to take alignment. For X cost, draw X cards. They cost X less this turn.
Yeah. It was rising on my draft board for sure. Like I think it's very good. I'm gonna take this dynamic vial because more energy and more draw and I get to choose kind of rock.
Yeah, pretty much exactly the kind of next thing that I would want to take. Shoo.
Yep.
Well done. Tranquilizer Bomb seems kind of interesting. 20 non-lethal damage, target loses 2 strength for 2. It's reasonably powerful, but there's got to be something better on this board for me still. I do need hits that alignment will actually, do something with. So some of these higher cost cards probably end up coming with me. However, I'm noticing I don't have a block core of any kind. So I think the way to cover both of these is Orb Sphere. I'm taking 14 block, channel 1 dark for 2.
I think it's a good card.
And I don't know what character necessarily we're playing as, but unless we're like innately playing as the defect, which is unlikely, I'll only have 1 orb slot, which means it'll be so much easier to turf my orbs.
Yep. Yes. And we are gonna play as the Packmaster, and I believe, and don't quote me on this, I believe that the Packmaster starts with 1 extra energy on the first turn. If that changes your line of thinking.
Not at all. If anything, it makes me more gung-ho about it.
Yep. Okay. I actually think that I have to take this card now out of fear of what you just said. I guess I am gonna hate pick a little. I kind of want this. Yeah.
We were getting along so well.
I'm sorry.
It's a shame that's past now.
I am actually building an entire deck that allows me to play Slay the Spire without thinking.
Legitimately,
just play a
good
card
plan.
with big damage, and it's kind of awesome.
Okay. 7 block and draw 1 card is not bad.
It's
For
good.
1. It's not bad. It's some draw.
And it's got other like good benefits in it. Especially when you're playing for score, throwing 5 curses in your deck, like.
How much tolerance for curses will I really ultimately have? And
Quite a lot if you draw 4 cards and exhaust 2 of them randomly.
yeah, but randomly, what if I lose?
Yeah, it's chaos. Yeah.
My Spire Sphere, and I'm just like, well,
No, I think
I
it's a terrible card to be perfectly blunt, but.
I really wish I knew what ripping did, but I do think it's even more interesting for me not to know. It's 2 cost to gain 6 block and apply 2 weak to all enemies. I've got to guess what rip ability is you half the cost and the 2 lines are on individual cards. So you've got a 1 cost that gains 6 block and you've got a 1 cost that applies 2 weak to all enemies. Which, like, those are useful. AoE fights are really, really important on the 2nd floor, especially the elite fights.
It's true. And I mean, a 1 cost 6 block when we are not going to have any starter cards in our deck is important.
I don't think I can ignore Bellord. Oh no, the timeout. Bellord is the packets from.
Yes. Okay. I will tell you, I have 2 cards that I am honed in on right now. And I think that you are seconds away from taking one of them. So I'm going to take that one now and hope you don't take my other one.
Screw you. I specifically was doing the math in the previous choice of like, I don't think he's going to take Flashlight next.
No, I have to, because I have to be able to potentially, if I don't draw my lots of Iron Waves on my first turn and I draw it on my second turn, like, I need a way to, although I guess this is innate, so it gets a little weird, but that's when I get my draw, so I need to be able to play a 1 cost draw to then get extra energy to play. You get what I'm saying? The 15 cards, it's crazy. You cycle your deck. It's just good cards.
Immediately trying to find ones of these that reliably cycle for good value.
Drawing 4 and then exhausting 2 of them makes your deck even thinner.
It does. It really does.
I'm honestly shocked you're not going for it. I feel like you've ran like 4 card decks in draft champs before.
I I'm just terrified that it will kill my only offensive options, and then I'm just gonna be on the first floor like, oh boy, Alexa, buddy.
At least you have the ability to draw 4 cards over and over.
Nothing wrong with that.
Can't exhaust the one you play. Actually, there is a chance you could, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. If the deck gets thin enough.
Yeah. How you feeling?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, it's your choice.
Oh, it is my choice. It is my choice. I'm sorry. You drafted fast. I really like style points.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a hat? Like it looks like a character from Hat in Time. I'm literally just seeing a hat, and I'm like, oh, Hat in Time. A person who's seen one hat.
It's a great game. It's a great game.
It is. It is. It slaps. I gotta say, I'm surprised that that you didn't take this, given my immediate argumentation before. Hail. I'm cycling through this deck constantly. It hits an additional time for each time it was discarded this combat.
I don't have a way to discard it, though.
Buddy, you discard the card at the end of the turn.
Oh, you do discard the card at the end of the turn. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I hear you. You should now draw 4 cards, exhaust 2 of them randomly, so you can thin that deck, get that cycling even more. This is an idea.
Hang on. Does it count as discarding at the end of the turn when you do it in this?
I don't know.
Oh no.
You said that and it made a lot of sense to me.
I've totally forgotten how to play this game.
I think you're right.
I think I'm wrong. I think I just chose a 1 cost 9 damage card, which okay.
Yeah, you know what? No, I do think you're wrong because think of like a tactician.
Yeah.
That does not give you energy when it leaves.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
Each time it's been discarded this combat, so it's counting. But I think I just wasted a choice badly. Whoops.
It's still a 1 cost 9 damage card, which is
could be
not
worse.
Horrible.
I'm gonna take the Jeweler's Kit and take an opal.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. There's a lot of garbage.
Oh yeah, I'm not looking forward to the last half of this draft.
Yeah. There's a lot of trash currently. I do think that this doesn't hurt me.
Yeah. Nothing else. Good card to cycle, get back to.
Yep.
Choose a non-power hand in hand to absorb into a discard card. Modify it. I think it's time to get attached in this deck.
Okay.
If I'm going to cycle enough, if I can put Orb Sphere onto a different card, oh baby.
Could be interesting. Could be. I actually take the Champion's Plate Mail.
18 block. If you're at 50% health or below, remove all your debuffs and gain 2 strength. Yeah, a little bit of more debuff support.
Yep.
Do you know what food does?
I have no clue, man. I've been just staying the hell away from that.
Nourishes the mind and body.
Yep, absolutely terrified of it.
You know what? Give it to me. Give me the Sword of Wisdom.
Okay. You had your hand hovering on my Tranquilizer Bomb, and I did want it.
I'd like to apply weakness to my enemies.
Yeah, I'm going to take Dong exclamation point, which is a great name for a card. I'll tell you that.
I don't know what penance is.
It is damage that is not. It doesn't actually take damage, I think. So you apply 2 penance to an enemy. It's technically damage that's on them, but it doesn't hit them. And then once it reaches the point where it could kill them, it just kills them if it has enough penance. So it's like poison that doesn't proc, I think is. And this could be completely wrong, so do not take it as anything, but I vaguely remember Penance being in a Slay the Spire mod at some point.
So similar to She in Vault of the Void.
That does not help me, but
Okay.
maybe.
Effectively, like a counter that if it is ever larger than the enemy's remaining health, it claims their life immediately.
Yes, I think that is what it is.
I wouldn't understand, though, the text below it increases Penance HP loss by 4 this combat. So how is Penance contributing to HP loss if that's the version of it, you know?
Or Penance is potential damage, but then you have to hit them to have the Penance be gone. That might be it, actually.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna see what it is.
In your cycling deck, that seems intelligent. I'm gonna try for this.
I'll take it.
You finally took it. Okay.
I knew you weren't going to, so I left it there.
Yep. I mean, brother, I think that both of these cards are absolutely atrocious. I really do.
Yeah. Not thrilled about either of these.
I think the problem is so it seems like it would be an easy decision to just take the damn backstrike, but I already have an innate card, so
your opening hand is 2 cards decided.
Yeah,
one of them gives you additional energy.
bad.
The other one costs 0.
Yeah, it's just horrible, to be honest.
Yeah,
so
it seems a bit tough, buddy.
I'm just gonna take this, and I'm not pleased about it. I'm just not pleased. All right. It's your relic pick, my friend.
Ooh, so it is. All right. I'll leave those and sort them out later. Tungsten Rod. Anytime you would take 1 damage, take 1 less. I mean, you know, extremely good tool for reaching for perfects against enemies. Nunchaku, every 10 attacks, get an energy. I mean, denying a debuff is very strong in so many fights. Like, don't be confused, for instance. Don't worry about, like, the giant vulnerability that gets applied to you from, like, a gremlin knob on the first floor. All of those kinds of things. Very, very interesting, very important. More bank is out of the picture. Don't care about it. It will be some money, but I don't care about it. Some healing from the meal ticket. Also not super caring about that. Art of War, I feel like I'm going to need to attack commonly enough that Art of War isn't going to be that useful for me. Like, none of these are incredible. A lot of them are pretty good. I'm going to take the Tungsten Rod.
I think that's a really, really good choice. I also appreciate, and you used to do this back in the day too, you walk through every damn relic, and half the time you say something and I go, oh yeah, I forgot that's what that did.
Which one?
So thank you. It was meal ticket.
Yep.
Just
15
it was
healing
blanking
on
in my
entering a
head.
shop.
Yep. I actually do think that Art of War is quite good for my deck, so I'm taking it.
Yeah, how many attacks you got in there, bad boy?
I'd say that like 1/3 are attacks.
Hmm.
But it is a lot more block than attack in my deck, I think. I don't know. Honestly, looking at them, that's a damn lie. So what do I know? In my brain, I'm going, I think that the block I'll make Art of War work.
Oh boy, I realize I've drafted 3 attacks and one of them exhausts. So
You can take the clay so that when you eventually discard hail, you can get 3 block from it.
I'm pretty sure that's a different thing. Isn't this
is why I don't trust myself to draft relics and Slay the Spire.
I think this is self-forming clay, which is if you take damage, get 3 block next turn for each instance of damage you're taking.
That's definitely what it is. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
I'm gonna follow up
the
by
rags,
taking the
the
clockwork.
Yeah, it's a tough one because I think the Tungsten Rod's the best relic on the board. I think that this is the second best relic on the board, but I don't want it because of my build. Yeah. So it's a bit of a tough one.
I would actually say pretty much exactly the same about nunchucks, which I can't take because of my build. But I would have argued that maybe that's the 3rd best on this board, especially given the prevalence of draw in both of our decks.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what? I'm an absolute goddamn liar.
Dude, I was going to take it next. I was absolutely going to take it next. I think it's absolutely good enough. That's like 3 free relics on a future floor if you just
Legitimately
don't do anything.
and
Yeah.
like it's with you from day dot, so like, you know, if I need to break it on the first floor to get a relic and that relic's good enough, it'll set me up for the future.
Yep. Yeah.
What was your next
I'm
tech?
with it. I took the toy ornithopter.
Healing 5 HP every time you use a potion. That's useful.
Yep. Useful enough. Another one from the beginning, you know, take some crappy damage here or there and get it squared away.
Legitimately, for similar reasons, I'm going to take Self-Forming Clay, just so that if I get hit a couple times, I'm not going to get hit the next turn.
Yep. I think it's very respectable.
I think both of these are pretty respectable decks. I'm really encouraged to see how yours is going. I was really scared, though, that you were going to take Attach before it was gone and get a way to attach your 4 cost to something else. The lots of Iron Waves just being absorbed into another card. Although we don't know how the absorb mechanic works, so it could theoretically increase the mana cost as well.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I saw a card with 6 lines of text, and I didn't even read it. I'm just gonna be perfectly blunt with you. So, there was no cause for concern. For someone that doesn't know how to read, that's just too much.
Thankfully, a lot of the time they remove one of the lines when you upgrade them. Like it won't say exhaust anymore or something like that.
That's true. It would make the card better for sure. Okay,
right.
let's get the decks in game, and we'll go from there.
Let's do it. And here we are, set up with our decks, our relics individually, both on the same seed. Probably both looking on, I imagine that left path. What, 2 elites on that one? 3 elites on that one if we get lucky? You ready to go, buddy?
I am ready to go. I think it's important to quickly bring up some of the things that happened when we were spawning cards. So first of all, we had to enable all packs in Packmaster, which is disgusting. So it is like every single card possible could show up in this one,
but not as card rewards, as we did locate the Evil Pickles mod. My apology, the Evil Pickle. Thank you for again making that mod.
Yes. So no card rewards, all packs. We're on the same seed. And the one card where we made the determination of when you pick up, do we gain Curse of the Bell when we pick it up? It spawns Curse of the Bell when you spawn the card in game. So I now have a Curse of the Bell inside of my deck, which is
you got to lead on curses.
Fine.
5 curses in the deck. That's 100 points.
5 curses in the deck, exactly. And I'm probably gonna try for it because I'm a freak. You ready to go?
Absolutely. Why don't you give us a countdown? I'll leave this meow space.
All right, 3, 2, 1, send it.
Woo!
Let's
leaving
see
right
what
now.
happens. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Thanks,
Immediately distracting you with everything, current events in your life. You've been in Japan.
I have.
For a while. Tell me everything, because it is very, very high on my list of places I would like to visit in the future.
First and foremost, I don't know what the relationship between like convenience stores and Americans is. Like, is like a convenience store like usually a good, like worthwhile thing, or is it just extremely expensive, there to gouge someone who's there for gas kind of situation?
I would say it's leaning more in the there to gouge you for gas. I will tell you, they're really more of a thing where, in most cases, I just try not to ever step foot inside of a gas station convenience store. I actually cannot say I've been in a gas station convenience store in probably like 3 years.
Got it. So, worth avoiding.
Yeah.
The combini culture of just convenience stores, absolutely scattered across everywhere. Like, you can literally stand at one convenience store, turn around, and see the same brand of convenience store on the other side of the road. And
that is crazy.
They're actually extremely good value as well. Like, this would immediately be removed in Australia if it were an option. you could just walk in and for 170 yen-ish get like 2.5 standards of alcohol in a can and just pop it open and walk around the street with that. Like, that would it's way too achievable. That's like probably just over $1 American for like a very tall can of quite strong alcohol.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was extremely exploitable, and also those places sell like just very, very cheap kind of like snacky food. Like you could easily go down and get like a like nicely spiced fried chicken fillet for, again, like what, $1-ish around there. If you really want to spritz, you can spend $5 in a place like that and still have like a really good lunch and also walk away tipsy. Like insane value for money on those kinds of things.
I've heard Japan in general is just like insane value for your money, especially for the American dollar. It's massive. But I have really, it's like any of the I was gonna say Southeast Asian, but it's Japan. I don't really think I would consider to be Southeast Asian. I know that Thailand, the Philippines, Vietnam, all are like, they're huge travel destinations for the U.S. right now for the sole purpose of like the U.S. dollar is just miles above all of them, which is great for if you're traveling in the U.S. Probably not great for them for what it's worth, but it makes for very good travel. So that's fun, I guess.
There is definitely a part of me that's like, I know that here in Australia, I am not really going to get value for money, especially in the city, for almost anything I buy. Rent is extortionate and had only gotten ridiculous, even more ridiculous, that is, over the course of the last couple of years. Like, literally tried to double my rent one year. Things like that are not uncommon. It is a fully gouging culture. All of the food here is like 15 Australian dollars to 20 Australian dollars for at least a meal. Like a burger. A burger will cost you 20 Australian dollars. That's like 15 American for a single burger.
Yeah.
Like, insane. So I was really in the position of like, well, my money doesn't go as far as it should at home. I would like to at least live... I would like to live as well as I could on this money literally just 5 years ago. And that it soothes the soul in that way of like, well, I could. If it wasn't insane here, this is what I could afford.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's so lovely there. Also, like parks. We went out to to the Gunma prefecture to go to a ryokan, which like was a private like hot spring kind of area. Literally, like it wasn't supposed to start snowing yet. I've never seen snow fall in my life. I saw snow for the first time last year, but it was not. It was like artificial snow that had been like seeded into the area.
That is insane, and we'll come back to that in a second.
But I saw snow fall for the first time. A snowflake landed on my nose and then melted there. And I was watching this happen from inside a hot spring. Like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds freaking lovely. I can't deny.
That honestly, probably one of my favorite things in the entire trip. That was just an incredible experience.
That sounds extremely cool. I was about to ask you what the best experience was, but I guess I'll go in a different direction.
I'm so sorry I picked you at the post on that one. Sorry. I guess I enjoyed that, but we'll see. Now you can ask. You ruined it, so it's fine. Honestly, it's a time saver. You move on to another bit now.
More important, like we already talked a little food. Ramen and noodle dishes.
Oh my God.
How much did you consume?
So I was traveling.
A liter of soup. How much did you consume?
My body weight, at least.
Okay, good.
Especially because they would just give you like a pot of extra broth, like literally, like, oh, if you've got noodles left, literally just pour this broth into your bowl, like giving the stuff away. That's pork bone broth, baby. How are you giving that away?
You don't. You can't give it away.
I never would. Like, if someone was looking at me the wrong way, and was like, no, mine. You can't have this. Peak. I was traveling with a partner. So Peak is very. He is extremely soothed by novel experiences. I'm soothed by familiarity, and so we kind of managed to meet a little in the middle of never having ramen at the same place twice, but most days we would end up getting ramen at some point, especially around lunchtime. I had the best ramen I've ever had in my life there, and at the very end of the trip, we went to the ramen museum to see the entire history of ramen, and now I understand ramen better.
Okay, so hit me with what did you learn at the ramen museum that you will take home with you and become part of your ramen experiences in the future?
Honestly, it's the thing that I will probably hold closest to my heart is the fact that what most people think of as this is the first person who's ever eaten ramen. No, it actually wasn't that guy. Like, hundreds of years before that, there was a Chinese monk who was living in exile who taught the recipe for a specific type of Chinese noodle to a guy in Japan who had been like seeking his counsel on Taoism, and that is where like the basis of ramen noodles started in Japan, and like is directly related to Chinese noodle dishes as a result. Like also, like how much of it was influenced by not only like the opening of like trade into and out of ports of Japan, but also like many different waves of this food was only available for this kind of area, but like people would walk and line up for many hours to go to this individual store, and then suddenly the ingredients for it started to become a little bit cheaper, so this flourished, and then there were cities that were literally just streets of ramen places next to one another. You can really see that still kind of reflected in modern culture there, because like the best ramen place that I went to in Japan had 15 seats total. It was just at a bar facing the four chefs who were cooking, like running around the entire time in perfect synchronicity with one another, serving up dishes immediately as people sit down, because they need to get people out of the restaurant as quickly as possible so they can seat more people down. This place was no larger than like a garage for a single car. There were 15 seats against a bar looking at four ramen chefs, and behind those 15 seats, 15 hungry people who were waiting to sit down as soon as the person in front of them stood up. And as soon as you did, they'd serve you your meal immediately because you already ordered it at the door.
Yeah. I've seen like the crazy videos of ramen restaurants in Japan where like it's like calling it a hole in the wall is generous. Like
yeah.
like it is a tiny little place.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I really do. I think it's like it's very intimate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is I think the word that I would use, and it's just nice. I think it's really lovely.
I gotta say, like, intimate is definitely the right choice, right? Like, it's. By the way, I'll confirm Hailstrike doesn't work that way. I just don't remember the rules of this game. But intimate is definitely correct, because as I was having that experience, like, I think that was my favorite ramen that I had the entire time that I was there. And I think it was literally because I was watching the process of it all being put together in just astonishment and awe and abject hunger while I'm standing behind other people who are trying to enjoy it as quickly as possible so that they can get out of the way.
Yeah.
The environment mattered so much.
It sounds amazing. I'm so glad that you had that experience. I look forward to hopefully having that experience at some point in my life, because it really does just sound like an amazing place to be.
Heaven on earth.
Yeah, it sounds incredible.
Where have you traveled that you've enjoyed the most?
Oh, that's an incredible question that I'll answer in a second because I'm not done with you.
Okay.
You said you said snow. You've never seen snowfall in your life?
Yeah, I've never seen snowfall in my entire life.
So if I told you that approximately 2 weeks ago, 4.5 feet of snow fell, that's about 1.5 meters of
Mhm.
snow, fell 5 minutes from me, and I was driving on a road at like 15 miles per hour in a whiteout, can't see out the windows, like gonna
Mhm.
die. That's just like a experience that you can't even fathom in your head.
No, because to me, snow is a good thing.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I've had this experience before of like talking about snow with people who actually experience it consistently. It's like, oh, 6 months of
Yep.
the year, like we're just blanketed in the stuff. I can imagine how it could become a nuisance. But like in the same way that like some people find like rodents really cute. But if you
Yeah.
live in like a rodent infested house, you're probably not too pleased about that. Like, I think it's
Yep.
literally just like I'm so disfamiliar with snow that it's such a novel experience to me. And also, I like being colder more than I like being hot. Fundamentally, the rule goes this way. If you are hot, sorry, no, if you are cold, we'll start there. You can always put more clothes on. But if you're hot, there is a very specific limit at which you can no longer take clothes off without extreme discomfort.
It's true. It is extremely true. And in some cases, you are not physically allowed to remove the clothes in the area where you are hot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hear you. I mean, I'm the same way for what it's worth. I would rather be cold than hot. Um, I, I mean, I'm the kind of person like our apartment. The AC is on throughout winter. Like, I do not want to have. Sorry, I have to make decisions. I do not want to ever be like sweating in my own apartment.
Oh,
Ever, like
fully on board.
God no. Yeah, it's just that is like hell to
Like
me.
I fully understand that we are in like we are headed into the worst effects of climate change. Fully understood.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
my preference for the AC is still 16 degrees centigrade.
Yeah.
People look at me like I'm mad. Most of them won't even go down to 16. I want to live in an icebox. This is the best.
Yeah.
This is as close as I can get.
Brother, I'm genuinely right there with you.
So right.
It is. Yeah, it is. That said, like snow, it can be amazing. Like I can't imagine, right now. Main reason for us coming back and doing some draft champs today is because of the charity event that I run throughout the month of December, where I go back, do old series, hang out with friends, all kinds of good stuff. It's a great reason to get together and hang out. And that's for the holidays and the spirit of the holidays in December. And that I can't imagine having holidays without snow. Like that is, it's one of those like, how can you turn on the radio, have Christmas music, and they're going, the weather outside is frightful, and you're
it
like
absolutely
in
is, mate.
70s and sunny, and like
it absolutely is, mate. It's 38 degrees out there. Humidity's at 70%, mate. I can barely. I can't even go out the door. I have to start swimming, mate. I got my togs on.
Like it breaks me. Like I struggle with that as a concept for like picturing. I guess is it still winter? It's not winter. It's technically summer for you, even though.
Yeah, like exactly. Like to us, like hearing like like I'm dreaming of a white Christmas has a completely different connotation in Australia that is just tied into the fundamental racism of us as a nation. Like it's no longer about snow. It is also really strange because like American culture, especially over the course of the last like 30 years, has been constant and omnipresent in so many other countries, right? But the way that y'all talk about like Christmas does not translate because to us it is a hot experience. It is sweating in a singlet and shorts, like hoping to get to a beach so that you can play cricket with some part of your family.
That's crazy. So do you still like have the same music, or do you guys have...
Yeah, we still listen to the same music. There's no like Australian version of that, of like it's It's beginning to look a lot hotter. I'm sweating everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. I guess this is genuinely this is the first time that I've ever even thought about it.
I'm glad
And
to have given you
that's
cause to.
crazy to me. Yeah, like White Christmas has a completely different connotation for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. Well, I mean, it's something. We'll call it that. I won't call it good, but it is intriguing. Yeah, I mean that's something for sure.
I definitely do want to experience a snowy Christmas at some time in my life, and we were just outside of doing that in Japan. It started snowing the week after we left.
That's crazy. It is it. It doesn't feel like Christmas if there's not a little bit of snow. And there's years where I've been like playing basketball outside while Christmas is going on the inside. Like we have it from time to time, but never have I been in shorts and a t-shirt on Christmas ever.
Missing out.
It's just not. Yeah, it's just not a thing. And I kind of like. There's a part of me that's like I love the idea, and then the other part of me is like I would rather be absolutely freezing drinking hot chocolate and like that is Christmas to me. But wild to hear for sure.
So
hey, Slay the Spire
returning
check
to
real quick.
whoa.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been extremely
I-
slow. I haven't even got the halfway relic yet.
Oh my god. Okay,
I've been
I'm
focusing on
4-2.
talking.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm on
remember how to
4-2.
do both
I
of
have
these.
flawlessed pretty much everything. My
Oh my
deck is
God.
very, very good. So
Well,
you are going to need to really kill it to beat me right now.
that's gonna be hard.
Although I guess I maybe I'm not flawless everything. Does the damage from regret count against flawlesses?
Self-damage doesn't, so I don't think regret does.
Okay. Then yes, I believe I have flawless 3 elites and the boss on floor 1.
Oh boy.
Godspeed. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I'm over here. I'm like amped up. I'm ready to go.
As
So,
well you should.
Yep, I'm feeling great. Now, back to I will finally let you ask questions to me, and that way you can focus on your run while I ramble.
I would love to hear about the place that you have traveled to that you've enjoyed the most and why.
Yep. Lot of good answers to this one. I did recently within the past. I mean, this is great because we haven't had these discussions because we haven't done draft champs in so long. I took a cruise in Europe a couple of years ago. Now, I did end up getting COVID during the cruise in Europe, which was less fun for sure. But I would still not trade it for the world. Like it was an amazing experience. It was a Rhine River cruise that started in Amsterdam and then went down to Switzerland, with stops along the way in France and Germany. I genuinely, if you gave me, if you told me, hey, I have a flat available that is 1,500 euro a month, and we can move your entire family over there, and you have a job lined up that pays you the same amount that you were getting paid before, converted to euros.
Of course.
I would move to Germany probably in a heartbeat. Like there's something about just like the food, the hospitality, the environment, the culture. Like it's the idea of going down the street and it's like 8 a.m. in the morning and people are all, and it's like a Wednesday, and people are all out and about getting breakfast, like having a beer at breakfast at 8 a.m. It's going to a cafe, grabbing a menu, and wine is cheaper than water on the menu. That was like one of the wildest experiences to me, that I could get a glass of wine for like 99 cents and water was $1.50. Like it just peculiar to me. But I really love that. It's not my answer for what I feel is, like that paradise location. The paradise location has to be, I went to Hawaii a couple of years ago.
Ooh.
and Hawaii, it's just like an unfair location. Like it is, I don't know converted to Celsius what it is, but it is 75 and sunny every single day. Like it is the ideal temperature every single day without rain, except for maybe in an afternoon you'll get an hour of rain, and then it's back to 75 and sunny. And it starts like 7 a.m., 75 and sunny. You go all the way to 8 p.m., it was 75 and sunny the entire day until 8. It'll dip to 70 and sunny for the entire night, and then at 7 a.m. you wake up again and it's 75 and sunny again the entire day. And it's just like flawless. And it's beautiful. The vegetation is gorgeous. The beaches are pristine. The water is crystal clear. Like it is everything that you would expect from going to Hawaii. It's all real. Like it is exactly that. Now, this is where I am going to pull back the curtain a little bit. We were definitely tourists in Hawaii, which is extremely different from life in Hawaii. We went and we wanted to get like the authentic, because we're big foodies. You know this more than anybody at this point. We wanted to get the authentic Hawaiian food experience. So we went to this little like divey restaurant that was in more or less inner city Honolulu. And it is, oh, what a disgusting shop, to be honest. Sorry. But it is.
Oh, not the restaurant you went to.
No. I mean the. No,
I was like, what a sudden change of tone.
Sorry. Nope. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I can imagine that you were confused by that one. No, it was just basically like a deli. It was nothing fancy at all. You walk into the store, you turn to the left, and I'm not lying to you. It is a like 8-foot by 4-foot framed signed picture of Guy Fieri from the Food Network. And he went there on the diners, drive-ins, and dives to eat, authentic Hawaiian food. So immediately we were like, okay, we're in. Like put us down. The menu, you had no clue what the hell you were ordering. Like most of the stuff was things we have never heard of in our life. I'm gonna tell you, it was fine. Like I had much better food on the trip than that. But it's just like the idea of eating something you've never eaten before. Like it's having something in front of you and being like, I just don't even know what this is. That I love that experience, and like you don't get that experience as often as I guess you would think that you could get that experience in life anymore.
Well, yeah, because like if you are traveling to do that, you still have to get pretty far off the beaten path before the like. I'd been to Indonesia a couple of times with my family as a child, and I remember that like one of the most common things was chicken cordon bleu, which like that's not
strange.
That's not Indonesian food. That's there because like this is a restaurant near where travelers go, and it is to try and appeal to the palates that are more familiar, perhaps. I'm definitely not what I would call an adventurous eater. I definitely have to already like something to have my way into it. But as soon as I like something, I want to explore all of that. So like, for instance, ramen in Japan, like I already like ramen, but I want to explore all the different kinds of ramen they have available there. Would you describe, like, are you more excited by seeing something that you're like, I have no clue what this is going to taste like. I can't wait.
Yes. Yeah. I definitely, and like I have a limit to that. If it's like, here's brains in a dish, I'm like, I'm good. Like, I don't necessarily need to eat the brains in a dish here.
This shop, buddy?
Are you on the second floor?
No! I'm at the first floor with the membership card shop.
I never went to a shop on the first floor. So.
Okay, so you got your membership card and bag of prep on the second?
Never saw a membership card.
Oh my god. I have 800 gold. I just got the membership card. I'm going.
I have bag of prep. But I did not have a membership card. I did have the 800 gold, but I was able to buy Strange Spoon when I have like 4 cards that exhaust in my deck. So it works out pretty well. Did you get a nunchaku on your run?
No.
Okay, so I now have 2 nunchakus,
That's
which is
very
an
good.
interesting experience. Yeah, it's a disgusting run. I'm just cruising right now. Uh, but anyway, yeah. I mean, I definitely like the experience of really trying something very, very new that I have never ever had. Um, that's definitely exciting to me. Even if I don't like it, like, I'm gonna at least give it a try, and then, if in the future it comes up again in another place, like one of the things is Hawaii is known for poi, and
Mm.
it to be perfectly blunt, brother, it's disgusting. I mean, like it literally tastes like you're eating glue. Like texture and taste is that of Elmer's glue as a toddler squirting it into your mouth. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's horrible. But you have it once. Then when it pops up in another location, you're like, F it, I'll take some more poi. And then the third time you're like, I'm good. Like I've done the poi thing enough times that I don't need to poi again
Uh-huh.
here. But I don't know. It's
Is poke still huge there? Because like that's
oh
spreading
yeah,
in Australia a
God yeah,
lot.
yeah, God yeah. I don't. I'm not the biggest. People are gonna hate me when I say I'm not the biggest raw fish guy.
Okay.
I will do some sushi, but it's like I like. I know that like people are already in the comment section and they're like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna beat you to death.
Yep. With their own hands.
Ex- yes, exactly. I like sushi. I like some raw fish sushi.
Mhm.
I don't like all raw fish sushi.
I'm the
And
same way with you.
okay,
It's
then
honestly
I'm
for me,
justified.
it's raw salmon.
Yes,
It's tuna belly, and it's there's another cut of tuna that I really like. I can't remember at the moment, but like it's pretty much those three. Outside of that, they get really, really fishy, and
yeah.
fishy and raw at the same time. I can do one or the other. I can't do both.
Yep. No, I think I'm more or less right there with you. On
You'd
that.
really like sushi in Australia because like Australian sushi it is different in that it's not authentic at all, and we've changed it because our palates are different. So like a lot of it is avocado, and a lot of it is chicken, and a lot of it is not necessarily raw. Like that's far de-emphasized. It's much more likely that you would get like a prawn, like a tempura prawn, and a stick of cucumber and some avocado, all wrapped up in a
Gotcha.
sushi roll. And even then,
Yeah.
it's like a handheld sushi roll, so it's like a long cylinder of sushi that you hold in your hand and walk around eating.
Gotcha. I would like that. I will tell you that I've had some absolutely fricked up sushi here in the States. There's a restaurant down the street from us that legitimately has a roll, and I can't say the roll out loud because it is the name of the city that is the roll. It is literally the blank roll. And it is a normal maki roll
Mhm.
that is smoked salmon, cream cheese, and bacon is the roll. And the problem is, it's freaking delicious. So every time you go, you order it, and then every time I eat it, I'm like, this is a disgrace to the entire art of sushi. But it rocks
Mhm.
every damn time. So I can feel bad, but I don't feel that bad because it's delicious. Some of these fights, man, I have just cards in my hand. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
I'm right there with you. I'm trying to figure out which of the three cards that I just focus on for the entire run. How do I how do I reduce this?
uh,
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right.
yeah. I'm with you on that one. Let's see. What else? I'm trying to think of other places I've been to. it was very cool. We have some friends that live in Maine in the
Hmm.
U.S., which is like the far top right corner, and it was a lot like Another Planet when we were there,
Hmm.
because it's very
Don't
it's gorgeous, like it's absolutely gorgeous.
don't people sound like surprising? Like, isn't there like a main like wasn't Irish like a large like amount of the settlers of Maine, and there's like a surprisingly like Irish lilt to the accent? Or am I
I
thinking of something
wouldn't
completely different?
I wouldn't necessarily. I'll say this: I wouldn't necessarily know,
Okay.
because they are not from Maine. They're from
I see.
Massachusetts instead, and they do not have a Massachusetts accent. So despite being from Massachusetts, so maybe, definitely maybe. It's a good segue into my next location though,
Mm.
which was going to Scotland to
Mm.
visit our dear friend Orbital Potato and attend his wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Was one of the, I mean, it's just simply one of the wildest experiences I've ever had in my life. Like, and I'm sure that you can totally relate to the idea of visiting a friend for the first time in their home country for
Mm-hmm.
their wedding would be like a mind-breaking experience for sure.
Yeah. I it's always nice to see a place with like someone who is local because they can show you all of the kinds of things, but there's other more important things going on at the time. How did you find
Yes.
the experience of like did you mostly like do like wedding related things? Did you have time for much like tourism in the area as well?
So we legitimately, there's going to be a good opportunity to plug. There's a Fortnite episode with Orbital and I where we talk about the entire time that I was over there.
Mm-hmm.
So for people that want more than this, they can find that. But it was we were there for we were on the trip for a week.
Mm-hmm.
We were in Scotland for I think 4 days. We came in on a Tuesday. The wedding was a Wednesday, and then well, maybe there were only 3 days actually, because we basically had one day that was the wedding, one day that Orbital took Anna and I, and him and his wife took us basically for the entire day out and around the town.
Mm-hmm.
And Orbital, like, you know how he is. He gets very passionate about everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he was very passionate about everything in the area and just showing us everything. And it was like we had our own tour guide for
Yep.
the day, which was extraordinarily kind of him to do that, especially the day after his wedding. Like,
Yeah.
literally the day after his wedding, doing this. So we kind of got the Orbital Potato experience while we
Mm-hmm.
were over there. We spent one of the days ourselves just exploring the city, and there were so many like unique little things that are so different from the normal, U.S. city life.
Mm-hmm. What
Just things
surprised you
like
the most? What were you like? I didn't expect this to be different.
Do you want the extremely dark answer to this?
Sure.
I felt ungodly safe while I was there.
Huh.
Like legitimately.
I guess that's dark because you're now not there.
Yeah. It's the idea of like you walk around. If I walk around where I live, the big city where I live, you know that at least one person on the street has a gun,
Mhm.
and if a situation arose where people started fighting, a gun's getting fired. Like it's just the nature of the city I live in.
I can't imagine the weight of that as an omnipresent thought of like
Yeah.
at any time.
Yeah. And I mean, this is gonna be the even worse part, but like you get used to it, which is the worst
That
part.
is even
Like,
worse.
yeah, it's like the even worse part of it is you do get used to it. So it's one of those things. Like I've never been in a position where a gun has gotten fired
Mhm.
when I'm in a spot. Like I would probably never step outside ever again if that happened.
Mhm.
But walking around the streets of Scotland, I just felt safe. Like I did not feel like there was going to be any chance that I was getting mugged. I never had it. Like, it was just very, very safe. So that was one of the big differences. And then it's just like, it's little things like driving on the left side of the road is weird. Like, it's just weird. It's very hard to get used to when you're on a bus and it is going straight and you expect it to turn right and then it turns left and you're like, you're gonna die. And then like it's completely fine because I'm the one that's messed up. Like, that's public transportation was another big one. Like, we just don't have it in the States the way that it is anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
So that was wild.
Legitimately, that was one of like that was one of the things that I think I enjoyed the most about Japan is like,
Yeah.
not to be too much of a stereotype, but like the trains, buddy, the trains. Like,
Yeah.
every 5 minutes the line is going, and all the connections are very, very obvious. It's running consistently. There's barely ever a delay. No one speaks on the train. Like, it's just a thing. You just don't talk while you're in the carriage, so it's not overwhelming of an experience. Just knowing that I could get, you know, like 120 kilometers away from Tokyo within an hour on trains. Insane.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just it's very different from American lifestyle. There's all kinds of other
it's like
stuff,
very
I'm sure,
car
but-
dependent. Like, it's even more car
Oh my
dependent
god,
than like
yeah.
here.
God, yeah. No, I mean, I can say with certainty, where I live right now, I could walk to 2 restaurants. Both of them are a 20-minute walk. Other than that, I cannot walk to anything.
Yeah, that's that would kill me. I don't drive.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I drive. I have 60,000 miles on my car. Everything is a car's drive away. Grocery store, you hop in a car, you drive to the grocery store. Out for dinner, you drive there. Everything is you drive there. And it sucks. I mean, like, it genuinely, I wish that it was different, but that's just how life is.
Legitimately seems incredibly frustrating.
Yeah. Especially when you then go and you travel and you experience what life could be. It's very different.
Oh, I see. These are priorities. Ooh. Well,
Yes. Yeah. And that's, again, like, you asked for the morbid and sad parts of it. Like, that's it is what it is. Like, that's just how life do be, and it's frustrating, but it makes the travel that much more special. Right?
Yeah, exactly, because
you enjoy it a lot more because of it.
if you constantly lived in snow, you wouldn't appreciate snow when you see snow.
Exactly. So it's full circle, and it all ends up okay.
Hell yeah. I'm glad to hear it, bud.
Yeah. How is the run going? I am on the 2nd floor boss. I have once again flawlessed every elite on the 2nd floor.
Incredible
We'll
work.
see how the boss fight goes.
I'm halfway through the 2nd floor. I'm starting to pick up a pace. I'm definitely starting to
Nice.
get my feet out under me.
Nice. Honestly, we love that for you.
Thank you kindly. It's very kind. Honestly, the Spire Spear is 90% of my build. It's just, how do I get to that card? How do I duplicate that card? And then how do I get to the next turn so that I can play that card again?
Nice. Hey, if the shoe works, you put the shoe and
On
wear
Cinderella.
it, and on your foot.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, I think,
Yeah.
is how it goes. Yeah. Give or
Oh,
take.
this shoe fits like a glove for my foot.
Good. We love that. Hmm.
How goes your boss fight?
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I did 150 damage on the first turn with a singular card, and then now I'm realizing that isn't enough to kill the automaton. So
Yeah.
it's figuring out what comes after that I'm working with. But I genuinely, I once again think that I'm going to be in a position where I just kill them easily with no concern.
What card would you
It's a
say is
very
pulling
good
the
run.
most weight in your deck at the moment?
The 8-ball is disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
upgraded, it's 27 damage, and every once in a while I get double damage. Every 3 turns I get double damage because of the mini hacker. I don't know if you have that. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, so like occasionally it's just a 54 damage card. It's disgusting. Yeah, I mean that dong is also like really good. 24 damage and then 3 weak and vulnerable. When I want curses anyway, the curse of the bell was, irrelevant. So
Yeah, legitimately.
yeah.
How many curses have you picked up at this point? I think I've only got one.
I have 3.
Took curse key
And
at the
all
end of the first
unique
floor?
as well. I took curse key at the end of the first floor, yeah. With the sole purpose of getting cursed.
Courses.
Yeah. So it's going okay. It's trucking along.
It's definitely seeming like it. It's definitely seeming like it. I've got this this shop
happy.
that you absolutely lost your nut over is here up ahead just in a second. Let's see how well it
Okay.
does for me.
Good luck. I got Bag of Prep, Akabeko, and Strange Spoon in that shop, and all of them were amazing for me.
Okay, I got completely different stuff. But Chemical X? Would I like Chemical
I
X?
also took Chemical. I also have Chemical X and took that, yeah.
Slaps.
very
Art
good.
of War is in this one, which, considering the amount of weapons I have, maybe I should go for. And Horncleat, which I always love if I'm going for perfects, because realistically, if I'm going for perfects, I don't want to get past turn 3. So,
Yeah.
Horncleat protects me on turn 2, we're all good.
Yeah. I'm with it, man. I'm with it. I have Flawless the second floor boss. It's a great moment when this is the best Slay the Spire run that I've had in like probably 5 years since we last did Draft Champs. So it's nice. It's very nice.
The game is welcoming you back with open arms.
It is, and I will return to it with open arms. It's just a good game. Like it just can Slay the Spire. A hot take. Slay the Spire, kind of good.
Yeah. I'm happy that they decided to make a sequel about it.
Dude, now that's a conversation. Have you been up to date on all of the new trailers and such for Slay the Spire 2?
So I was in Japan at the time, and I was trying to focus on the trip, so I didn't really watch the Game Awards. But as soon as it ended, I got a couple of messages of like, Slay the Spire 2, Slay the Spire 2. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go look at the trailer for it. Yeah, that looks great. The visual overhaul. Oh boy,
Gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
Here's
my unpopular opinion, real quick. I'm torn on it because I am going to play it, and I'm going to play it a lot, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it, and I know the game is going to be good. I have no concerns about any of that in it. My concern is that what are they going to do to make me feel like it shouldn't have been a DLC? Right? It's like, I know it's going to be good, but is it going to, it like Spelunky to Spelunky 2, right? Spelunky 1, amazing game. Spelunky 2, at the beginning of it, it's just Spelunky 1 again, but like a graphics overhaul and slightly different. Spelunky 2 has enough juice inside of it to make me consider it now, like the greatest roguelike of all time and better than Spelunky 1. From what I've seen through the trailers so far for Slay the Spire 2, I'm not sure that it has it.
So that's interesting though, because you talk about the fact that Spelunky 2 had that perception initially, but then as you dug into the game, it lost that perception. I wonder if like that's kind of intentional. Like it baits you in with, here, this is familiar.
For sure.
And then soon as you start getting on board with, oh, right, I get it, familiar, it's like, and here's what's new.
Yes. And I will tell you, I am extraordinarily hopeful that that is exactly the case.
Yep.
And I think that there is a high probability that that is the case. But I feel like that as soon as you get into the, well, God, I hope that that's the case, that there's a chance that it's just not the case. And then I'm just going to be disappointed if it's not that. So I'm like torn in my brain because there's no question on if it will be good. It is Slay the Spire 2. It will be good. I'm not worried about that. But I just hope that as I'm playing it, I don't go, like, I want Slay the Spire 2 to make me never want to play Slay the Spire 1 ever again. Because Spelunky 2 made me really never want to play Spelunky 1 ever again. And I'm very, very intrigued how they're going to do that. Especially when two of the characters are the same characters from Slay the Spire 1, and the
Mm-hmm.
cards are the same cards with some new cards. It's like you're making me feel like I should never load up Slay the Spire 1 ever again. So how are you differentiating? It's like I still think it's gonna be really good.
I have a lot of hope for like I remember like the Enter the Gungeon devs talking about why they weren't going to do another release of a DLC at a certain point, and it was like, we are now such better developers than when we made the original engine for this game that there are ideas we were incapable of utilizing in the original game, despite the fact that we wanted to, because we had built ourselves into a corner. And like, especially as the team had to write the game in Unity and then out of Unity, like and also just my faith in that dev team in particular and their vision for these kinds of things, I really think that like there's probably going to be a lot of ideas from the original that we never saw utilized.
Yes, I think you're absolutely correct on that too. Like,
also,
and I think
admittedly,
there have grown a lot too.
Yes, there is admittedly also some hopefulness in me of like, it would be great if that were the case, because like it is the next big career move for me. For so many people.
Definitely. Definitely.
I got a Clockwork souvenir, so I got 2 of them now.
Dude, I'm telling you, I have 2 Art of Wars on this run too. It's like all my relics that I picked, I've got duped. Quite lovely. I freaking hate the writhing mass, man. I think that might be my least favorite enemy in the damn game. Although I can farm, I can farm curses off of him if I play my cards right.
Yeah, but you'll get duplicates.
Ooh. Yeah, wait, actually, which is also it's a problem. But
I think he might be coded to only be able to give you 1 curse. I might be wrong about that, but some part of the back of my brain is saying, Raps, you know something about this. Now, don't embarrass yourself here.
Okay. Well, he's gonna give me 1. Which will allow me
see if you can farm another one. I'd love
to. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna. We're gonna cook and we're gonna see.
Yeah. Confirm or deny.
Yep.
All right, Automaton. Can I perfect you? I also got one of my favorite things of I've got a Clockwork souvenir and the mutagenic strength, so it just gives me 3 free strength on turn 1, and it keeps it.
That is nice. Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, I also took mutagenic strength on this one. Just felt like the right choice.
Yeah, especially with the opening attacks and stuff.
Yep.
And there we go.
I'm going to tell you right now that I will not be trying to farm for a second curse from him because I killed him way too quickly. Just like immediately his ass was dead. So, okay, I've got 5 curses, but they're not unique. So I'm at least you have a lane that you can slither your way into to find some extra points. I'm gonna be so mad when I lose. Genuinely it feels like the greatest Slay the Spire run I've ever done. My one opportunity to beat you. But we'll see.
Okay. Well, you know that thing I said about how the card can destroy the and ruin my life?
Your attacks? Yep.
Yep, it's gone.
Sorry to hear that. So do you have any attacks right now?
I have 1 attack in this deck.
Like, you have 1 attack right now, or you just have 1 attack?
Oh, God. I chose to absorb a card, and it tried to put it in my discard pile, but it drew cards first, so now I don't have a discard pile, so I just ate the card. I have a single card in my entire deck that is capable of attacking now. And it doesn't do an incredible amount of damage, but maybe I can finagle it a little.
Interesting. That is peculiar. I'll give you that. That's
I'm
an
looking
interesting
forward.
One. Yeah. Very strange. I have 11 energy on turn 1. That's kind of cool.
That's a good amount of energy.
That's a lot, man. It's a lot of energy. Yeah, I might.
Oh, that's a good idea.
A decent chance. Yeah, the curses are starting to be a concern in my deck because like 1/5 of my or 1/4 of my deck is curses, but you know, it could be a lot worse than what it is.
All right. Speaking of could be a lot worse than it is, it looks like I will be carrying this across the board.
Okay.
That was a scary fight, and I'm never gonna play the random card again. Oh, do I need to see enemy intents? Is that a thing I care about ever?
I took Coffee Dripper
Same.
because I was afraid.
Yeah.
So
3 elite path this floor, it looks like.
yes, I currently am fighting a very large head.
Yes.
But I'm only mid elite, so you're catching up, to be honest.
It's very simple when there's only 3 cards in my deck that I give a dang about. All the rest of my cards are literally just about getting those cards or duplicating those cards.
That is fair. I like occasionally I get a random card, and I'm trying to figure out how the hell I'm getting a random card because none of my relics give me a random card, and none of my cards give me a random card.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fine. I mean, the random card that I get has been pretty okay from time to time. So I'm with it.
Yeah, I can't imagine what we'd be doing that. Maybe a relic?
You would think, but I sure don't see one. So who knows? The Slay the Spire way, when you reach that point of the run where you just have absolutely no clue what your run is even doing.
That is the point, weirdly, where it becomes unapproachable to me.
Yes, I completely agree with that. I just start playing cards. It's also really laggy. I don't know if your game is super laggy, but I've been having where it is having a hot struggle loading into some of these fights. So
I'm not having that just yet, thankfully, but
okay.
I'm not as deep on the run as yet.
I suppose that's fair. I may kill the transient.
That's always the goal.
I won't. But there's a chance.
Alright. I really hope regret doesn't take away perfects. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but if it does,
if it does, then
perfect.
I also will have lost every, so we're in the same place.
Oh yeah, so it won't make a difference.
Yep. I don't think it affects it. But maybe I'm wrong.
Well, we'll find out together. Hit you with that.
Okay. Transient dead. Oh, I am actually a little bit afraid all of a sudden. I realized that it took Coffee Dripper. I have 46 health right now.
Ooh.
A little dicey.
How quick does your deck get started? Do you think you've got what it takes to take out Donu Decker?
Turn 1, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think
11
we'll be
energy
fine.
on turn 1.
Yeah. But like doing this final elite's a little scary. We're gonna try.
Best of luck.
It's a horrible draw on the first turn of this elite fight, so. But that's why I have an innate draw 3 that helps with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's gonna come down to the wire. You may still have me. I don't know.
1, 2,
I really hope not, but
oh, I just made a huge mistake.
okay, hit me.
I didn't get the curse from the dude. I'm gonna get 4 curses unless one of these events gives me another.
Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna that's gonna hurt.
That is a painful mistake. I'm sorry.
You know what?
5 curses is huge.
I'm gonna take 1 less elite so I can hit more question marks to try and hit one.
I can tell you that I did not have a question mark that gave a curse. So.
But you
if
took all
that
3
helps.
elites, right? So you didn't get that many question marks.
Correct. I believe I skipped maybe like 2 question marks to do the elites.
Alright.
Oh, I hate this. Sure.
Time to hit this head in the dome.
Just frickin' hate Knife Lady.
Yeah.
Just like
She can be
forever
really
the
annoying.
worst person. Yeah. Just a terrible, terrible lass. Okay. Draft champs always gets to that point where all of a sudden we're both just like hyper focused on the run itself.
Can't afford to do anything but.
Correct. Absolutely correct. I screwed up. I will lose a flawless.
I'm glad to hear that, not that you've screwed up, but that you are only losing the flawless and not the run as a result of it. Like, that's
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
That's good to hear. Oh, giant head
But
down on turn 1. Got him.
Oh, okay. I hear you. I am rolling into the final fight right now, and I only have 35 health, so it could all die right here. You never know.
I
It
got my
won't.
fingers crossed it won't.
It won't. I'm gonna tell you, it definitely won't. I've got. I think I can kill at least Donu turn 1.
I have only 1 question mark remaining, and if it is not a curse, I'm losing the curses modifier, and still carrying 4 curses for my troubles.
That is
although,
rough.
if one of it's a removal, I could remove a 2nd copy of Doubt and get back to Highlander. Which could be competitive.
Oh, this is so terrible. This is so terrible.
Oh no. Don't.
I'm not gonna die.
Okay.
But it's there's a lot of math that has to math, and my brain ain't in a math kind of mood.
I hear ya.
This is 18 times 9.
Well, that's sure. That'll be a number.
It's not enough to kill a Donu or a Deka, so I gotta go a slightly different approach.
You hate to see a turn 2.
Okay. Oh, now Pen Nib is active. No. Okay, yeah, it's worth. Still a little spicy. I'm not gonna lie. It is genuinely like I'm a tiny bit afraid about what's going on here.
Mm-hmm. Let's prep 2nd Spire Spear. All right.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay.
It sounds like you're threatened there, buddy.
I have threat for sure. It will be fine. Once again, it will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so I tested my first turn damage out against the transient. 400 easy. That's without a good cycle.
Disgusting. Okay.
So I think Donu or Deka are getting the business end of that one.
Yep. It's all gonna come down to this turn for me. It will be fine. It will be fine. I'm not getting a flawless on this final fight. That is for sure.
That's gonna hurt.
Yes.
None of it, again, outside of regret damage, which again I don't think is relevant, but yeah, I've got the boss flawlesses so far.
Okay. Yeah, brother, it's messier than I want it to be right now.
So it'll be your flawlesses up against my lack of curses.
Yes. There's also still a there's an extremely high probability. I think I'm dead. Genuinely. Yeah.
No.
I think I am.
I'm sorry to hear it.
Wow. So much smack talked. And I die. Oh my lord.
I gotta say, I'm down on 27 HP because I end full turns of full hand with regret.
Wow.
Yeah. If I had the ability to discard things, oh boy.
My score is extremely respectable for losing a run. I'll tell you that, but I'm in prey mode.
Mm-hmm.
Praying for your death, unfortunately, which is
Totally fair. Totally fair. Reasonable thing to do.
messed up, but
Alright, transient dead.
okay. I like that you lost health on it. You took coffee dripper, right?
Yeah.
You don't have any way to heal.
Nope. 27 HP.
Okay.
I got one question mark. I got an elite. The elite probably dies on turn one. Like, the transient was a unique case that did not die with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did everything in my power to do so.
Yeah. Your deck is very focused on turn one kill.
Yeah, turn one is either I kill you or I'm trying to populate the deck with Spire Spears.
Okay. Yeah, you're not losing.
Oh! The tiny chest gave me my 4th question mark as a treasure room. I open that. I get shame. And the singing bowl. How? That's my curses, baby.
I hate it. I hate it. It was the one thing I had.
I'm sorry to take it from you.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and you had Mod Bank too, so you're gonna have more money than me. Yeah.
Okay, Knife Lady is dead. Preserved insects.
That fast, huh? That fast.
Oh, I took some time to think. Yeah, the Archibeko on on my 4-strike 1 cost.
Yeah.
It's a good one, that one. I'm gonna upgrade Burning Axe so it can't exhaust cards randomly. Now it just does it at my behest.
Oh, that's an amazing upgrade. I genuinely can't believe I lost.
Well, you don't know if you have yet.
I did. I just by losing the run, I have lost. Even if you lose the run, I still lose because this was a good enough deck to win Ascension 0 Slay the Spire run. I don't know what I think bad draw. Like it 5 curses in the deck. That's the kicker. I got turn 1 where I drew no attacks is real bad against Onu and Deca. So let's see. You just finished. Are you on?
Donu Deca, yeah. I'm on my turn 1.
Okay,
I'm trying to sequence it correctly.
Yep.
And I am.
Do your mathing.
I am struggling.
I like that for me, but.
I'm gonna field a random power potion from this.
At least you had one.
Ring of Pain connection. Whenever you play a card, upgrade it and all copies of it. Yeah, sure. Play that.
I'm realizing now that there is a minuscule chance that I could have popped my smoke bomb
Mm-hmm.
in the final fight to gain 5 HP from Toy Ornithopter and maybe actually survive the hit. I hope to God that I couldn't.
I hope that wasn't the case and that it's not relevant.
Yes. Because that would really hurt. Is one of Donu or Deka dead?
No.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a tough draw for them, though. I got my preparation and Spire Spear back in the opening hand.
Not good for me.
Yeah, that'll definitely represent some difficulty for these guys. And that'll be Donu dead turn 1.
That hurts. Especially that nice turn off on the next turn to cycle back to the cards on the turn after.
Yeah. I did take 19 damage, 9 damage, not 19, to my regret, though.
Okay.
Burning Act. Destroy that, and that.
This is exciting because you like if you win that fight, you win. Otherwise, it gets interesting.
I'm sorry, but I am rooting against this being interesting in that case.
Yeah. I can understand why.
I'm gonna take another 9 damage.
You're down
leaving me
to
on 9 HP.
10. Oh, okay, 9 HP.
I don't think it's possible for me to draw a hand that doesn't have Spire Spears, though. And I'm just gonna pop a Duke Pot. Goodbye, Deca.
Oh. Pain. You got me once more.
We don't know. We don't know.
No, we do. We do. There's no hope. There's no hope.
Why don't
But
we...
we'll do the song and dance.
Okay.
Above 900.
Yes.
Above 950.
Yes.
Congratulations, you can accept your win.
Thank you kindly.
945.
945.
Which is a great score for losing, but
yeah, legitimately.
Yeah.
Like, so an additional floor and boss lane would be another 100. I'm an elite down on you. How many champions did you pick up?
I have 150 from champions. I have 6.
Ah. Okay. I managed to get a 7th there.
Okay.
But my main modifier was definitely Beyond Perfect and Curses. That's just like 100% carrying me across the line. Also, money, and I like Shiny. Like, very useful from the Moorbank and the early membership card. Like, I've got overflowing relics.
I got money, which I don't even really know how, to be honest. But yeah, I figured that with your mob bank, you were gonna be able to ramp up even more.
Yeah, it legitimately, every shop I went to, I bought pretty much every relic.
Disgusting. It's really good. Well, Mr. Rhapsody, it has been good fun today to come back to Slay the Spire Draft Champions playing the Packmaster. Bright side is there's another 528 cards that we haven't seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Packmaster?
This character has so many choices in there. We could do this for 1 billion years and never reach the appropriate amount.
Another 5 years, and then we can say that we've done draft champs for 10 years. How about that?
Decade of draft champs. Hell yeah. Thank you, of course, for the excellent excuse to get back to doing some draft champs, as well as for doing Olexamas.
Of course. It is always a pleasure to get together and play some games and shoot the you-know-what and hang out, and hopefully we can find some time to do some more draft champs in the next year, or just find something else to record would be great as well.
Sounds great to me, bud.
It's been good fun. It has been good fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. You can find links in the description to other channels, and also probably a link to Draft Champs if you want to do it for yourself. It is actually updated on the Steam Workshop with all the Packmaster stuff as well for tabletop sims, so you can do these things for yourself and all of that. That's an outro. I did it. Anything else to add?
Not at all. Hopefully you've been
Beautiful.
enjoying
I
yourselves,
love
and we'll
it.
see you all
Easy
next
enough.
time.
Goodbye.